Hello everyone, and welcome to Earth Archives. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into a precious metal that has shown throughout human civilization since ancient times, gold. Did you know? Gold is not only a symbol of wealth, but also holds countless mysterious stories and scientific secrets from ancient civilizations. From the golden masks of the Egyptian pharaohs to the sun temples of the Inca Empire, how did gold become the core of power, faith, and culture? What astonishing knowledge lies in gold's chemical properties and cosmic origins? If you're interested in history and culture, don't miss today's exciting sharing. Remember to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell to catch more fascinating stories as soon as they're released. Gold, this metal that gleams with a warm glow, has been an indispensable part of human civilization since ancient times. You may have seen it shining on the masks of ancient Egyptian pharaohs, quietly resting among treasures in ancient China, or appearing on the altars of Inca temples, regarded as the embodiment of the sun. This is no coincidence. Wherever you visit ancient civilizations, you can almost always find traces of gold. It is both a symbol of power and a vessel of faith, even becoming the fundamental unit in early trade systems. So why did all ancient civilizations independently pursue gold so fervently? The answer actually begins with the nature of gold itself. The unique allure of gold begins with its chemical and physical properties. It's not just about looking beautiful. Gold's exceptional characteristics fundamentally changed humanity's understanding of metals. Among all metals, gold's chemical properties are some of the most stable. Unlike iron, it doesn't rust. Unlike silver, it doesn't easily oxidize and turn black. And unlike copper, it doesn't lose its luster over the years. You could throw gold into seawater, bury it underground, or leave it in the sun for centuries, and it would still shine brightly, showing no sign of aging. This almost eternal quality led ancient people to believe that gold possessed immortal power. From a physical perspective, gold's softness and malleability are equally remarkable. Although it looks precious and luxurious, gold feels as soft and pliable as dough to the touch. Did you know? Just 1 gram of gold can be stretched into a wire several kilometers long, or hammered into a foil as thin as a cicada's wing. This means that even in ancient times, when tools and technology were not advanced, craftsmen could easily shape gold into exquisite jewelry, sacred artifacts, or noble crowns. Its melting point is about 1,064 degrees Celsius, not impressive by today's standards, but for ancient people, it was one of the few high-level metals they could work with. Whether forging, casting, or engraving, gold was almost always one of the ideal materials for ancient civilizations. In other words, gold is not only astonishingly beautiful, but its beauty is also remarkably enduring. This quality is extremely rare among metals in the natural world. Facing a world that decays and weathers, humans have always harbored a deep desire to capture time, and gold happens to be the perfect symbol of eternity. Whether in rituals, weddings, or royal ceremonies, gold carries more than just wealth. It embodies blessings and honor. Moreover, gold has another trait that made it especially prized by ancient civilizations. It almost always occurs in nature as pure metal. This is not something all metals can claim. Iron, copper, or tin, for example, usually exist as ores within the Earth's crust and require high-temperature smelting and repeated refining to become usable metal. Gold, however, mostly appears in the form of nuggets, gold dust, or veins as elemental metal in nature. This means that even with limited technology, ancient people could obtain gleaming gold through very basic methods, like panning for gold in rivers or mining it directly from rock formations. To ancient people, this metal was almost like a ready-made gift from nature. Imagine someone walking along a riverbank and suddenly spotting a glimmering grain of gold hidden in the cracks of a stone. The shock and excitement are beyond words. Gold symbolized not just wealth, but also a divine gift, as if the earth itself had handed them a treasure. This unprocessed, pure, and natural metal made it immediately clear to ancient people how precious and extraordinary it truly was. Even more importantly, Gold's natural purity contributed significantly to its high status in ancient societies. While other metals required forging and smelting to become usable, gold could be immediately crafted into jewelry, sacred artifacts, or currency, instantly setting it apart from other metals. It was not only a valuable material resource, but also became a cultural and spiritual symbol. A metal that needed no refining, pure and flawless, born directly from the earth. Seemingly, the very crystallization of nature's power. How could ancient civilizations not be captivated by such gold? Furthermore, gold's unique physical properties secured its prominent place in ancient cultures. The most striking feature was its naturally radiant golden color. Unlike silver's cool sheen or copper's reddish tone, gold shines with a warm, bright glow that almost hypnotizes the eye. This dazzling color closely resembles the brilliance of the sun's rays. Thus, gold was more than just a metal in the eyes of ancient people. It was seen as an earthly extension and embodiment of the sun. In ancient civilizations, the sun was almost universally revered as the supreme deity. It was the creator of all things, the master of life and time. From Egypt's sun god Ra, to Zoroastrianism's fire and light, to the Maya and Inca sun worship, and even the symbolic reverence for the sun in ancient China, the sun was always at the core of faith and power. Gold's color and luster perfectly echoed the sun's brilliance, naturally imbuing it with sacredness and authority. Therefore, in many ancient religious ceremonies, gold was an indispensable presence. It was cast into adornments for statues, decorations for temples, and sometimes entire statues of sun gods were made of gold. In the Inca Empire, massive golden discs, symbolizing the sun itself, were displayed in the Sun Temple. In Egypt, the burial treasures of pharaohs were filled with gold items, symbolizing their unity with the gods and eternal immortality. In these rituals and beliefs, gold had long transcended the realm of mere metal. It became a medium for communicating with the divine, embodying power, light, and divinity. Moreover, gold also represented status and authority. Ancient crowns, scepters, and seals were often made of gold, because only this metal was deemed worthy of the dignity of ruling the world. To the people of those times, gold was more than wealth. It was a symbol of rulership and protection. Those who possessed gold seemed to possess the blessings of the gods themselves. Not only that, gold also boasts another astonishing physical property. It is extremely soft and possesses remarkable malleability and ductility. What does this mean? Simply put, gold can be easily hammered, stretched, or beaten thin without breaking or cracking. For ancient craftsmen, who had rudimentary tools and immature techniques, this was practically a dream material. Without the need for advanced skills or complex machinery, they could use simple hammers and furnaces to shape gold into countless exquisite artworks and practical objects. Because of this, gold's uses in ancient times were far more extensive than we might imagine today. Whether it was intricately crafted earrings, necklaces, and rings, or magnificent and solemn crowns, scepters, and statues, gold was perfectly suited for the job. Not to mention the minting of ancient currency. Gold coins were not only weighty and easy to carry, but they also didn't rust or oxidize, allowing them to retain value over long periods. This made gold an ideal metal for monetary systems. At the time, owning gold coins was more than just a symbol of wealth. It represented tangible trading power and national credit. In some ancient civilizations, gold was even used to create highly symbolic objects of authority. For example, in ancient Egypt, pharaohs' scepters, crowns, amulets, and even entire sarcophagi were adorned with gold. This was more than mere display of wealth. It was a design rich in religious and political significance. To the ancient Egyptians, the pharaoh was not just a king, but the embodiment of a god. Because gold resembled the sun and never decayed, it became the concrete expression of the pharaoh's divinity and immortality. For this reason, gold decoration was not merely ornamental, but a symbol of immortality, sacredness, and power. A similar situation existed in the Inca Empire of Central and South America. The Incas regarded gold as the sweat of the sun, using it to adorn temples, create the ceremonial garments of sun priests, and forge the king's scepter. All these uses highlight gold's sacred and noble status within their culture. The artisans who worked with gold created not just objects, but cultural symbols and spiritual totems. So why did ancient civilizations hold gold in such high esteem? Beyond its dazzling beauty, its sacred symbolism as the embodiment of the sun, and its practical ease of craftsmanship, there's one crucial reason that's often overlooked: gold's rarity. That's right, although gold shines brightly and attracts the eye, it is actually very scarce on Earth. From a geological perspective, gold's concentration in the Earth's crust is about 0.32 parts per million, which is practically negligible. Furthermore, even though gold is distributed throughout the Earth, most of it is not found near the surface or in the shallow crust, but is buried deep within the Earth's core, an area completely inaccessible to humans. This explains why, despite knowing the Earth has an enormous total amount of gold, the portion we can actually mine and use is painfully limited. Scientific research shows that gold on Earth is not simply mined from some random deposit. Its origin can be traced back to the most extreme moments of the universe's birth. Yes, gold actually comes from the stars. And these stars aren't ordinary planets or meteors, but refer to the universe's most violent and spectacular astronomical events: supernova explosions and neutron star collisions. To understand this process, we need to rewind time to before the solar system was even born. Back then, the universe was filled with vast clouds of primordial gas and dust, composed mainly of hydrogen, helium, and various heavy elements. These heavy elements, including gold, were created during the deaths of massive celestial bodies. For example, a massive star at the end of its life undergoes a supernova explosion, an event releasing energy millions of times more powerful than any nuclear bomb. Such extreme conditions enable a process called nucleosynthesis, where atomic nuclei fuse to form heavier elements like gold, silver, and platinum, the rare precious metals. Even more spectacular is another source. When two neutron stars violently collide in space, they release huge amounts of neutrons and high-energy particles, instantly producing vast quantities of gold. In fact, scientists currently believe this is the primary way gold is formed in the universe. Imagine a cosmic explosion scattering gold dust far and wide across space. Over time, these particles gradually settled and gathered within the primordial cloud that eventually formed our solar system. This cloud was the raw material warehouse from which Earth was born. When Earth formed, the gold originating from distant stars and ancient galaxies became part of our planet. So, the gold ring you wear today, the gold coins you collect, or the golden masks preserved in museums were actually born billions of years ago in stellar explosions somewhere in the cosmos, long before Earth even existed. Suddenly, that small piece of gold in your hand feels like a legacy of a star. It's not just a metal, but a piece of cosmic history, a miraculous gift from stardust. So, just how much gold is there on Earth? This question sounds like the beginning of a treasure hunt story, but it can actually be reasonably estimated through science. According to research by geologists and astrophysicists, the Earth's total mass is about 6 times 10 superscript 2 superscript 1 kilograms. That's 6 billion trillion kilograms. The average concentration of gold in the early Earth is estimated to be about 0.32 parts per million, 0.00032%. With a little math, this means Earth theoretically contains up to 19.2 million trillion kilograms of gold. Surprised? That's almost an unimaginable fortune, enough wealth for every person on Earth to last a lifetime, and then some, if only we could actually mine it. But here's the catch. We look over every inch of land and river, yet we don't see gold sparkling everywhere, not even a tiny fraction of it. Why is that? The reason lies in a crucial geological event during Earth's early formation called gravitational differentiation. When Earth first formed, it was an extremely hot, nearly molten fireball. In this state, All the elements and metals making up the Earth floated and sank inside the planet. Gold is very dense, heavier than iron, so it sank like a submarine toward the Earth's core. As a result, the vast majority of Earth's gold is now buried deep in the core, far beyond our reach. According to scientists' estimates, more than 99% of the Earth's total gold is hidden deep within its core. That's right, the gold we can actually access amounts to less than 0.5% of the total. Of that, only about 0.0044% is found in the Earth's crust, while the mantle contains a bit more, roughly 0.185%. The rest is locked away in the Earth's core under immense pressure and temperature, a place humans can never reach. So, although the Earth's gold reserves are staggeringly huge for humanity, most of it is like being locked inside a safe that can never be opened. This explains why gold has been so rare since ancient times. No matter how hard people have tried to pan for gold or how advanced mining technology becomes, we can only extract a tiny fraction from the Earth's crust. Humanity's love for gold really dates back to deep prehistoric times. Just imagine the joy and curiosity of ancient tribespeople when they first discovered those shiny golden nuggets in riverbeds. The metallic luster sparkling in the sunlight was undoubtedly far more captivating than ordinary stones. This natural beauty made gold mysterious and precious right from the start. When time reached ancient Egypt, the status of gold was further elevated to its peak. The pharaohs not only regarded gold as a symbol of power, but also believed that gold possessed divine powers that could help the soul achieve eternal life in the afterlife. Archaeologists have discovered countless gold ornaments, crowns, masks, and even entire royal garments made of gold in the pyramids and pharaohs' tombs along the Nile River. These were not only works of art, but also symbols of authority and faith. Ancient Egyptian craftsmen used extremely delicate handiwork to fashion gold into dazzling brilliance, allowing people to instantly feel its nobility and inviolability. Not only Egypt, but ancient Greek civilization also revered gold. In mythology, gold was endowed with the power of the gods, and gleaming golden weapons and armor symbolized heroes. Greek artisans were also skilled at incorporating gold into exquisite jewelry and artistic carvings, showcasing humanity's pursuit of beauty and power. Moving to the civilizations of Central and South America, such as the Inca and Aztec, gold was revered as a symbol of the sun. The priests and kings of these civilizations made offerings out of gold to honor the sun god. The Inca Empire even had the legend of the City of Gold, where gold was considered a sacred and inviolable treasure in their culture. Until the 19th century, limitations in technology and transportation kept gold production very limited. Ancient civilizations could only rely on simple panning and manual smelting, resulting in small and scattered yields. Because of this, gold was always regarded as a rare and precious treasure with an irreplaceable status. Entering the 19th century, driven by the Industrial Revolution, mining technology experienced a major breakthrough. The introduction of large machinery, the use of explosives, and the development of underground mines made it possible to extract gold from deep underground. In addition, the rise of railways and steamships drastically shortened transportation times, boosting the prosperity of the gold market. The gold rushes in California and South Africa especially sparked a global wave of gold mining. According to historical data, the total amount of gold mined by humanity before the 19th century was about 10,000 tons. Although this number seems impressive, it is actually negligible compared to the total gold reserves on Earth. It wasn't until the end of 2021 that the cumulative global gold production surpassed 200,000 tons, approximately 20 times that of the pre-19th century total. Despite this tremendous growth, it still falls short of the total amount of gold contained within the Earth. As gold prices continue to rise steadily, more and more people have begun to turn their attention to this shining precious metal, viewing it as an ideal investment tool. Gold is not only the raw material for luxurious jewelry, but also plays an important role as a safe haven asset in the global financial markets. When economic conditions fluctuate, stock markets become volatile, or geopolitical instability arises, investors often turn to gold to protect their assets because gold has long been regarded as a stable store of value. In recent years, with increasing global economic uncertainties, gold prices have shown a clear upward trend, which has further stimulated market demand for gold. From traditional physical gold, such as bars and coins, to more modern investment instruments like gold futures contracts and gold ETFs, exchange-traded funds, these have become popular ways for investors to participate in the gold market. This diversification of investment channels allows more people to choose gold investment strategies suited to their own risk tolerance and capital scale. Especially for investors who seek to preserve and even grow their wealth, the appeal of gold is hard to resist. It not only helps guard against the erosion caused by inflation, but also provides a certain sense of security during periods of financial market turbulence. Although gold prices can be influenced by various factors and sometimes experience volatility, its stability as a long-term asset makes it an important component in asset allocation. The allure of gold truly transcends millennia. Whether in the distant eras of ancient civilizations or in today's high-tech society, it has always been a symbol of wealth and prestige. This is not only because gold itself is rare and precious, but also due to its unparalleled chemical stability. It does not rust or oxidize, always shining with a warm and radiant glow like the sun. Ancient peoples regarded it as a sacred symbol connected to the solar deities, using it for rituals, decoration, and currency, entrusting power and faith to this dazzling metal. In modern society, gold is not only still widely used in jewelry and luxury goods, but has also become an important investment tool. Whether through physical gold or financial instruments like gold ETFs and futures contracts, people hope to leverage gold's value-preserving properties to hedge against inflation and the uncertainties brought by economic fluctuations. With global instability on the rise, gold's role as a safe haven asset has become increasingly valued, and its rising prices have led more people to rediscover and pay attention to this ancient golden treasure. Looking ahead, gold will continue to be a focal point of interest. Whether as dazzling jewelry worn on the body or secure deposits in bank vaults, gold will always symbolize stability and value. For you, perhaps now is the perfect time, while gold prices are steadily climbing, to consider acquiring some and adding this treasure, tested by millennia, to your wealth portfolio. Thank you for watching today's in-depth exploration of the history and scientific secrets of gold. Gold is not just a shining metal. It's a cultural legacy spanning millennia and a cosmic wonder. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, leave a comment telling us which part amazed you the most, or share it with friends who are interested in gold and history. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so we can explore even more fascinating knowledge and stories together.